London hotel, it's probably the Dorchester, because that's where they all stay. Elizabeth Taylor loved it so much. Not only did she celebrate most of her honeymoons there, she also, when it came time to sign the contracts for Cleopatra, she said, I'm only going to do it if we do it in the Dorchester Hotel. So, on the left hand side, the very tall building is the London Hilton Park Lane. The original plans were for it to be 5 floors higher. Buckingham Palace took a look at the plans and worked out that the top 5 floors would have direct views into Queen Elizabeth's bedroom window. So they got their plans back with 5 floors knocked off the top. On the right hand side, a statue of a man holding an elephant in the palm of his hand. That is called Dunamis. And Dunamis is the ancient Greek philosophy that anything is possible and that humans should strive to do the impossible. So that's what that looks all about. As we come back round here, straight ahead of us, another fantastic view of the Wellington Arch with the Quadriga statue on top. A very dynamic statue depicting the Angel of Peace reining back the chariot of war. It was unveiled to represent our hope for world peace one day. Although it was unveiled in 1912, just 2 years before the outbreak of World War I. You can walk up the Wellington Arch. On one side you'll get great views up the horse's nostrils, and on the other side you'll get great views into the Queen's back garden.
That's where the Queen lives?
I know, we're going there now. We were there yesterday, remember? We walked through that.
As we come out into the Duke of Wellington Place here, on the corner, it's going to be on our right hand side, there are lots of black columns sticking out of the ground. Now on the right hand side, this is the New Zealand War Memorial, dedicated to all of our friends from New Zealand who have ever fought alongside us in any war in the past. And straight ahead of us now is the garden wall of Buckingham Palace. Buckingham Palace is Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II official London residence. However, she does call Buckingham Palace the office. She prefers Windsor Castle. But at the moment, she's on a 2-month holiday in Balmoral in Scotland. So Buckingham Palace is open to visitors. You can go inside and see the state rooms, and then you'll walk through the gardens on the way out. The gardens are 40 acres. It is the largest private garden in London. And this is where the Queen walks her dorgies. Yes, I did say dorgie. She used to have corgis. The only dogs she has left now are 2 dorgies, which is a breed that she invented herself. She is the first person worldwide to ever successfully crossbreed a Dachshund and a Corgi. And so she has 2 of her own dogs, dorgies, left. But they are in Balmoral with her at the moment. Coming up on the left hand side at the end of the gardens there are 2 cottages. Those 2 cottages belong to the gardeners who work at Buckingham Palace. They're grace and favour houses, which means that they live there rent free. Although every morning that the Queen is in the palace, every Monday morning that the Queen is in the palace, they do have to pick a fresh bouquet of flowers from the garden and put it on her desk, which isn't really a tough way to pay your rent, picking someone else's flowers for them. If you work full-time all year round here at Buckingham Palace, you will get given grace and favour housing. The rest of it's here on the left, these apartment buildings. And if you work here until you retire, the Queen will then set you up with somewhere to live for the rest of your life, and you'll never have to pay rent or a mortgage ever again. You can always go to buckinghampalace.gov.uk and click on the vacancies page if that sounds like a good deal to you. It's the same for all of her palaces as well. So first we're going to turn off to the right and head into the area of Victoria, and then we'll swing back round and check out Buckingham Palace. The changing of the guard is happening this morning at 11 AM. So we should be getting you there in time. It shouldn't take us 45 minutes to get back there. So we're turning into Victoria, known for being a transport hub here in London. There's a train station, an underground station, a bus station, and a coach station. Now in the UK, a bus and a coach are 2 different things. A bus will take you somewhere locally, and a coach will take you further away. So from the bus station you can get all around London. From the coach station you can get all around the UK and Europe, even as far as Moscow in Russia, which I think would take about 4 or 5 days on a coach. The underground station here is celebrating its 150th anniversary of the year it was built. It's not our first underground station, but our underground system was the first one in the world. So all other underground railway systems are based off of our one here in London. From the train station you can get trains all around the south coast, and Surrey and Sussex and Kent, and you can also still catch the Orient Express that will take you all the way to Vienna, made famous by Agatha Christie's novel Murder on the Orient Express. Now that's not actually what happens when you go on there. You'll get given a nice meal and there's some very nicely decorated cabins for you to check out. So it's a lovely time, and it will take you all the way to Vienna as well. So there you are. Coming up on the right hand side, in front of us where those trees are, that is Grosvenor Gardens. Grosvenor Gardens used to be a key garden that we'll learn a bit more about later, but nowadays it is a public garden that's decorated in a traditional Parisian style. They dedicated Grosvenor Gardens to the Treaty of Friendship that we signed with the French at the turn of the last century. And on either side of the garden there are 2 concrete huts that belong to the gardeners, and those huts are decorated with seashells imported from the beaches of Normandy, which is where we fought alongside the French on D-Day towards the end of World War II. There's also a statue of General Field Marshal Foch, who was one of the field marshals in the First World War. I'm not entirely sure that's exactly how you pronounce his name, but it's spelled F-O-C-H. So it's the easiest way to say it without it sounding rude, I think.
Foch.
Is it Foch?
Yeah.
No, see? I can't get away with that. That sounds naughty to me. Here we are on the right hand side, Grosvenor Gardens, the Parisian garden with those 2 huts. And our friendly field marshal here on the right hand side. We're just coming up to bus stop 25. This is for Victoria Station and Victoria Coach Station. Bus stop 25, Victoria Station, Victoria Coach Station. We're all clear upstairs, Richard.
Thank you.
So the green glass building on our right hand side, that's Belgrave House. It's the headquarters of Google here in London. It's not a bad place to work. They have a beach on the roof. You're allowed to bring your pets to work, and they also schedule in nap breaks if they think you need one. It was here inside the Google offices that the Queen became the first monarch worldwide to ever send an email. She then came back to become the first monarch worldwide to ever upload a video to YouTube. So she is a woman of many talents, not just a dog inventor, a tech-savvy wizard. The video, I don't know, probably her speech or something. They had to evacuate the entire building a couple of years ago because someone brought their pet snake to work, left it in the bottom drawer of their desk, went to lunch and came back and it was gone. And they had to evacuate the entire building in order to find the snake safely. And the snake was found safely, you'll be pleased to know. So we're going to head back round to bus stop number 1. If you wanted to swap to a multi-language tour, it's a great place to do that. So if you're just tired of me, or you'd rather listen to another language, if you'd rather listen to your own language, or if you just don't understand what I'm saying, then the next stop is a great place to swap. to get your head froze
That's
and to listen.
And the route will be the same.
Exactly the same route.
Ok, o próximo ônibus a gente pode pegar porque você entenda mais e eu também.
Just a reminder as well, you have your boat ticket, yay! What a lovely day to ride down the Thames as well. So I'll let you know when we get to all of the bus stops for that. It's either bus stop 5 or bus stop 11. Now I'm going to give you a little insider tip. If you get on the boat at bus stop 5, you'll miss going past St Paul's Cathedral and the monuments and a couple of cool things. Whereas if you get on it at 11, you don't really miss anything from the bus. There you are. Also, if you get off at stop 11, you can go to the Tower of London, which everyone should do anyway, and then get on the boat straight after. I'm not allowed to talk over here, so chat amongst yourselves for a little bit.